Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a potential free hit draft for Game Week 4. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. Are you thinking of free hitting this game week? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's go over the goalkeepers and the defenders. So I've gone for Petrovic and Dubravka in goal. There are better options than Petrovic, such as Raya, Henderson, players like that, but I just simply cannot afford them. I have zero in the bank with this team. My team value is absolutely ridiculously low. So maybe you can afford a better goalkeeper, but for me, I don't want to put out a team that I personally can't afford because, you know, a lot of people are going to be in a similar situation where they haven't had a great start to the season and their team value has also plummeted as well. So I've gone for Petrovic and Dubravka. I still think Petrovic is a great shout. Brighton at home is a decent fixture for Bournemouth, and they've been very, very good so far this season. So I don't mind that at all. I think they've also kept a couple of clean sheets as well so far. So it's a pretty nice fixture for them. And then Dubravka's just in there for a 4 mil playing goalkeeper. You're not going to play him at all against Liverpool at home. I just can't afford any other guaranteed to start goalkeeper for 4 mil. So that's why I've gone for him. But Petrovic and Dubravka between the sticks. And then at the back, we're playing Senesi, who's also got Brighton at home. I am doubling up on the defense for Bournemouth. You could go for a different defender if you wanted to instead of Senesi, maybe double up on Crystal Palace defense or something like that, bring in like a Mark Gay or something. But Senesi is just an absolute DEFCON machine. He's the only player in the game that's hit DEFCON every single week so far. As I say, Bournemouth defense very good, and he's a pivotal part of that. So I really like Senesi on a free hit this week. I've also gone for Calafiori as well. He is a little bit more expensive than Gabriel. I am a little bit worried about the Saliba injury in regards to the Arsenal defense, but I still think they're a solid defensive unit, and this player is getting forward so much more this season. Calafiori looks really, really good, and he's already had a price rise. But yeah, Forest at home, it is a relatively tough fixture, but Forest haven't the start of the season as we expected them to. You know, the shock loss to West Ham, expected to beat Brentford. Yeah, it's one of those, like, on their day, you know, Forest can easily, not easily, but Forest can beat anyone. We're one of those teams, we're a very counter-attacking team, and, you know, if we are getting absolutely pummeled by Arsenal, but then, you know, off a corner or something, we'll go and counter-attack, that is just something that could happen. But I still think Calafiori is a really good option this week. I've also gone for Lacroix as well. I would go for Munoz if I had the money. As I say, I just don't have it. But if you do have an extra 0.5 in your bank, I would definitely go for Munoz instead. He's such a better option. Lacroix still good because of DEFCONs and stuff like that. He's also hit DEFCONs a couple of times this season, but Munoz, with how attacking he gets, he's just a much better option. So if you have an extra 0.5 mil, definitely go for Munoz. I just don't know how I would get 0.5 out of this team. It's just impossible, that unless I just downgraded someone, which I really, really don't want to do, because I'm a big fan of this free hit draft. The only issue is, like I say, I'd rather have Munoz than Lacroix, but at the end of the day, you know, you might have the money for it, you might not. But if you don't even have the money for this player, then you're going to have to downgrade anybody to somebody like a Guy or something like that. So either way, those are the 3 defenders you're playing, and then Rodon and Nolo are just there just because they are very cheap defenders. You're not going to be playing them. This is a 3-5-2 formation. So yeah, not that, I mean, Rodon plays anyway, so that's nice, but the other options are not going to be playing. But either way, those are the goalkeepers and the defenders for this Game Week 4 free hit draft. Moving on, let's take a look at the midfielders for this free hit draft. We've gone for Semenyo, Paqueta, we've gone for Salah, we've gone for Grealish, and we've also gone for Gakpo as well. I think it's fine bringing Gakpo in on a free hit draft this week because I'm pretty sure he's going to start in Game Week 4. Same as Ekitike as well. I think it's just longer term. They don't really have the minutes secured like they did at the start of the season. We don't know who's going to lose their spot for Isak when he comes in. Of course, he has signed now for Liverpool, but with no minutes so far this season, it's unlikely he's going to start Burnley away. So I think Gakpo is going to start, and then maybe he comes off on like the 70th minute. Ekitike maybe moves to the left, and then Isak goes into the middle, or maybe Isak comes on for Gakpo in the 70th minute or something. But I still think 70 minutes against Burnley away for Gakpo is still very, very solid. So a free hit draft is fine. I just wouldn't go anywhere near them on a wild card because, again, we have no idea about their minutes and stuff. So you're just kind of putting yourself into a situation where you may potentially have to use a transfer at the end of the day. But for a free hit draft, perfect going for either Gakpo or Ekitike, but I've gone for Gakpo for this draft. Also gone Grealish as well. Like I say, you could downgrade a Grealish to a Dewsbury Hall and then obviously use those funds to upgrade Lacroix to Munoz. But I think there's a big difference between Grealish and Dewsbury Hall. I think Grealish has looked very, very good so far for Everton. His assist potential has been very good. I think he's got like the most assists in the Prem or something so far this season. He's definitely up there. And that's only over like only over a few game weeks, I know, but he does look very, very good. And Everton look very good. Villa look very poor at the moment as well. I think Villa is a very good fixture to attack at the moment. I don't know what's going on with them, but they had such a good preseason, but they've started the season so badly. And I think Grealish can definitely, against Villa as well, his old club, you know, I feel like he will have an impact in that game. Mo Salah's also in there as well. Definitely a captaincy shout this week. Again, Salah's not been as involved as I'd like. I don't know if like the new system and stuff just isn't favouring him as much. But again, he hasn't been super involved. Obviously, he scored in the first game week, but that was like in the last minute. You know, he got an assist in the last minute in game week 2. But no, if he didn't get any of those, he'd be on 3 blanks. And we'd be talking, you know, Ollie Watkins levels of kind of annoying. But you just can't really get rid of Mo Salah. He's just that good. But obviously, when Isak comes into the picture and stuff, we'll have to see how it all kind of links together. But yeah, you can't really go this game week without Salah because he will be heavily captained. And if he does pop off, it's going to be a very, very bad situation. So he's in there really just for damage control, and then you can choose to captain him if you want. There's a few good captaincy options this week. I really do think there are. But yeah, Salah's in there. Paqueta as well. Spurs at home again on penalties for 5.9 mil. I think he's good for a wild card. I think he's good for a free hit draft. Solid player, you know, 5.9 mil on penalties. Playing in a West Ham team that again aren't looking great, but I still think if anything happens in terms of a goal involvement, it's going to come from either Paqueta or potentially a Bowen situation. So yeah, I'm fine with him being on this free hit draft. And again, if he doesn't do anything against Spurs, it's a free hit draft, so you don't have him in your team anyway after this game week. And then I've also gone Semenyo as well with Brighton at home. Triple up on Bournemouth, but that's just because they look so strong at the moment. Semenyo's been really, really good. If he was on penalties, like I say, he'd be in everybody's team 100%. Yeah, you've got Paqueta and Salah for the penalty takers here. But yeah, I think it's a solid midfield. I think it works really well with each other. Let's move on to the forwards. So, finishing things off, let's go over the forwards for this Game Week 4 free hit, and it pretty much writes itself. We've gone for Mateta and Haaland, and then Mark Guy as well. Mark Guy, you just push him to the side. He's not going to be getting you any points. He's just going to be on the bench. But Haaland and Mateta, I think, are two very good captaincy options this week as well. Both on penalties, both against teams that you'd expect them to do well against. Again, Sarr being out of that Palace team is a little bit of a worry for Mateta, just because a lot of things do go through Sarr, but I still think they'll be fine against Sunderland at home and then West Ham away. Still two very, very good fixtures. Obviously, that Liverpool at home fixtures coming up, but again, if you're free hitting, you don't have to worry about that. And then Haaland with Man United at home, he always does well against Man United. They don't look very good at all, Man United. I mean, City haven't really impressed too much this season either, but I still think, you know, Haaland has still been good. He's still got like 20 or so points so far this season on penalties, and I still think that they're kind of building the team around him anyway, so everything kind of goes through him, so he should be fine. You could change this team a little bit and make it like a 3-4-3, maybe drop somebody like Paqueta or someone, then upgrade a Mark Guy, and maybe downgrade Haaland if you really wanted to, and bring in like Gyökeres and then maybe a João Pedro, and then play, like I say, a 3-4-3. But I just think that Haaland on a free hit against Man United at home as well, Manchester derby, a massive captaincy option this week. I think if people own, like if I owned Haaland and Salah, I'd probably go for Haaland this week, just because he seems more involved in the attack in that City lineup than Liverpool do. And obviously Liverpool have the away fixture. Burnley, again, they're all right defensively. I don't think it's going to be as an easy game as everybody expects it to be. Again, they should comfortably win, obviously, but at the same time, you never know. Liverpool have also been very shaky defensively as well this season. They've conceded a lot more goals than people would expect them to. So yeah, I think honestly, between Haaland, Salah, potentially Mateta as well, loads of good captaincy options this week. But that's the free hit draft I've gone for. So like I say, it's the 3-4-3. So you're playing Petrovic, Senesi, Calafiori, Lacroix, Semenyo, Paqueta, Salah, Grealish, Gakpo, and then then Mateta and Haaland up top, and that is the free hit draft. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 100 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment. What are your transfers for Game Week 4? What have you been thinking about so far? Obviously, we're still in the middle of the international break, but either way, Game Week 4 still will be here sooner than we'd like. But either way, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and until next time, peace.